Call me if you need me.
And welcome back to our CSC coverage here at the Toronto Sport Card Expo. And I got my friend here, Justin from Doze Cards. And
what's up, everybody?
Another thing that's near and dear to our hearts, TCGs once again. A lot of people, some guys, the sports guys don't understand, like, hey, we guys talking about TCGs, but if you look at, where the growth is within the show here, it's among the TCG. And today we're going to specify on one particular TCG right now that it's kind of like where everyone is, could you say it's like losing their minds over and collecting?
Losing their mind.
Yeah.
Sold out everywhere, overpriced boxes, overpriced cards, I think, but expensive cards nonetheless.
You're not saying that about your own pricing are you?
I don't. No. I'm fair. We all got to make money,
It's true. So once again, as you haven't guessed right now, we're going to talk about One Piece. And we're just saying right now is, like, bar none, the most popular, the most desired, or the most collected TCG right now?
Is One Piece. I've never seen it sold out from so many stores, so much people asking for it since the pandemic with Pokemon. When Shining Fates came out and everything. But up to now, Pokemon's still sitting on shelves. One Piece sold out everywhere. And if you do find it, the boxes are probably 3-4x on whatever retail prices are.
So if we talk about it as as a product or as a game and as a collectible, like what do you think was made it this successful?
I think both, because they cater to both sides, because there are expensive versions of a card and there are a cheaper version of a card. So people who can't afford the super expensive, like, let's say, Manga Luffy.
And the camera there too.
Manga Luffy.
Yeah.
Let's get a close up there. Beckett 10. So the same effects on this card is on the secret rare version, which is only about like $50 or $60, where this raw is about $4,000 right now. So you could see that big price gap. So I think they kind of tend to both sides, collectors and gameplay. Plus the gameplay is amazing. You can't really beat it. It's so dynamically structured that anybody new learning it can pick it up very easily.
Now, I find a lot of people who say are not necessarily familiar with, with One Piece or something. They never know, like, Pokemon or whatever. A lot of people have asked me, is this something do I really want to get into? Assuming like that they're not like One Piece fans per se.
Like they didn't watch it at all.
Exactly. And they're like, is this a fad, or is it going to be some of the other games that have came out and then kind of like fizzled out? Like they saw that with, like, they'll compare stuff like maybe MetaZoo was not the great thing, but when they saw things like Digimon, right? And then at first it was extremely popular.
It was the
show. But it's another Bandai game,
mm-hmm.
And it kind of like slowly fizzled out. Dragon Ball also, like, the cards has been a resurgence lately, last few years, because of the
Fusion World
and God Rares and stuff that came out.
Correct.
But for a long time, it was like once very hyped up, and then it kind of like diminished, and then kind of brought it back up. So, do you think One Piece is heading that direction, or is this is something like really different?
Well, a couple things. Well, you said about the MetaZoo. MetaZoo never had a TV show. One Piece TV show's been out 20 plus years.
Longest anime, right?
Yeah. The cosplay at all these events, you see people dressed up as Zoro and stuff. They just did a collab with Puma. I think they were on the New York signs and stuff. It's kind of worldwide now. The reason why it wasn't as popular is because it wasn't dubbed. It was strictly in Japanese. And then they started dubbing it after. So it wasn't like Pokemon, like, just mainstreaming it, and it was on YTV and all those TV shows. It wasn't like that at that time, but now it's on Netflix. They got the live action, they got the collabs. Like, it's here to stay. You can't forget about it. The good thing about it is I'm gonna kind of compare it to Pokemon, modern Pokemon right now, because in a Pokemon set right now, we know Pokemon is like the king right now.
Yeah,
anime. Pokemon. In the newest modern sets, there's no card in there for the collectors, let's say, that's even over $200 right now. Like the new set, Temporal Forces, the most expensive card is about $200, and then it trickles down to like $50, $60. with One Piece, how it kind of goes both ways with the collectors and the actual people who play the game is that you can't go into a Pokemon box and potentially get a $4,000 card,
Right.
a $3,000 card, and stuff like that too. So even when it comes to return on investment, like One Piece is kind of topping it. Even what they did with the manga. Let's see if we can get a close up of this. They use the comic book picture for the card. Like, that's beautiful. That's from OPO5, first anniversary. And then I also have my favorite, Zoro, PSA 10 manga. This is around like 1,500 right now. PSA 10's like 3,500. So this is the best card that you could get out of OPO6. This is one of the best cards that you could get in OPO5. There's 3 other ones. First anniversary, they had to make it a little bit spicy. But yeah, I just see it taking over, to be honest. The gameplay is just so good. I get calls every day at our store, Instagram messages. I just can't keep it in stock. Everybody loves it. I don't know what else to say. It's just, I think it might take some years, but it's gonna top Pokemon eventually.
You really think so?
Yeah, even up to now. OPO7 hasn't come out. EBO1's about to come out next week. I'm sold out already. OPO7 pre-orders are sold out. OPO8 pre-orders are sold out. This doesn't come out until close to December. OPO9 people are going crazy about because it's the second anniversary. It's just like, you put up pre-orders, sold out in minutes, you don't know what to do.
Do you find with those things where maybe with Bandai having had Dragon Ball and Digimon coming out first, now they're finally finding the right balance when it comes to playability and the game and the meta and for collectors?
I think so, because now with Dragon Ball, they came out with Fusion World. The gameplay is very similar to One Piece. They also have these manga or god rares or whatever that's the same hit ratio, same type of high value. The Fusion Strike, the first set that just came out, it was the Son Goku. I believe you have one, sir. Beautiful card. It's around $2,500, and they're just kind of, they seen that One Piece was doing so good, they had no choice but to kind of follow in suit. Similar, but not exact, but I think they're doing the right thing now too. Also, Bandai's releasing Bleach, Demon Slayer, Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man, all TCG games that's coming out in September, so that's something to look forward to as well.
That's Battle Arena.
Union Arena.
Union Arena, sorry. I keep saying Battle Arena, but Union Arena.
We have all the promos and the promo decks at our store too, so feel free. We're going to run a tournament for the new stuff as well.
How is Union Arena, I guess, because it's only been in Japanese so far, because the English version's come out in September, October. Do you see it translating well? Because right now, you see, like, for the most part, like One Piece, it translates well, right? Like in terms of from the Japanese product to the English product, it's almost identical, right?
It's going to be almost identical, the same thing. But my distributor did bring up a good point about the Union Arena. He seems to think that all of those card games that I just mentioned, Demon Slayer, you could use any deck and play against any deck from any one of those series. He doesn't think that every single set is its own game. He thinks that you could play amongst like other series and stuff with the deck. So I think it's kind of like
it's like White
merged
Schwartz.
together,
yeah, it's
like that.
It's like Bandai's version of White Schwartz.
If it is like that, I think that's pretty crazy. A Demon Slayer deck against a Bleach deck, Hunter x Hunter against One Punch Man. I'm a Bleach fan, so yeah.
There you go. So when Union Arena comes out, we'll talk about that next expo. How about that?
Yeah, we're on One Piece. I'm so sorry.
We're on One Piece. That's right. You're derailing this.
It's Bandai. They come up with so much different things, you don't know what to do, you know? But One Piece is something to definitely look into. Everybody's kind of like, oh, it's 1,000 episodes, 1,100 episodes, it's kind of time consuming. They do have the live action now, and the live action follows the same storyline. It's only one season out, I think, now, and it's realistic, you know, with actual characters, not animated and stuff. So if you guys wanted to start, I think that's a good place. It's on Netflix. They also have the anime on Netflix too, so
I think the live action stuff drew a lot of new fans.
It did. A lot of older people came in as well too and see that it's on Netflix, started watching it, they like it. So, and they actually get their kids into it too. So as big as it is, it's still growing, which is crazy to me because it was already big enough. We're at the expo right now in my booth. We sold just as much One Piece cards as we did Pokemon today, and Pokemon's crazy. So.
Oh, and I forgot to reveal to you this one I'm wearing too today, just for
I got the I got the Zoro shirt too.
Yeah, so
let's go.
So this, I actually prepared this for chat today.
Prompt prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
So like we're brothers now. See, look at that.
From different mothers.
There we go. I like it.
So, regards to the game right now, do you want to talk about like what's drawing the competitive scene? Like, is there kind of like kind of outside of the collecting, right?
Yeah,
kind
just
like,
as gameplay wise.
Yeah, like how do you think the gaming mechanics are holding up to interest when it comes to the fun of the game?
Well, they're doing a good job of it because for the longest time, if you guys know, Sakazuki is the meta deck right now. It's beating all tournaments and stuff. Enel was earlier, and then Whitebeard was before that. But what they're doing is they're doing a good job of seeing what the metas are and trying to like ban some cards or something to make it more fair for everybody, because nobody wants to see the same deck winning champions every single time. They want new stuff all the time. They want to change it up. A new deck just came out, and that's pretty good. But Sakazuki, which is the leader that's winning all the tournaments right now, is getting banned. So now everybody, it's like a fair game. It's kind of even matchups between all the new decks and all the other, like, I guess A tiers, because Sakazuki's an S tier. So they're doing a really good job of kind of like noticing that and trying to make it like, any deck could really win championships. So they're trying to not make people discouraged about it. The Sakazuki deck, the meta one, is pretty expensive to build. So they're kind of working their ways around it. And that's what I kind of like about that, because nobody wants
a pay-to-win situation.
Yeah. All you got to do is buy that deck, learn the fundamentals about how it works, the mechanics, and you're probably good against almost every deck that's out there. I'm personally running the new deck that just came out, Black, Yellow Luffy. It's kind of good because it recycles cards. It lets you use a baby version of a card to pull out a bigger version of the card early from your life. Then you could recycle it from your trash back into your life. And it's kind of good against Sakazuki. I think Sakazuki will still beat it, but I think in a month or two they're going to ban it. So the next tournaments and stuff like that, it should be pretty interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to see what the new deck's going to be. Also, how they make it crazy. I should have brought that card with me too, that I do have, but winner cards, they're serialized. People go crazy about it. I do have the Monkey D. Luffy was the first serialized number at a 700. Then they have these flagship tournament cards, which honestly, I wish I had one to show you guys too. It's beautiful. It has like this articulate kind of border on it, and it kind of really brings people to want to play to be able to get these cards, because you have to rank pretty high to be able to get these cards.
So there are serialized English cards now?
Yeah. Okay. So far there is 2. There's the Luffy, there's the Shanks. I think another Luffy's coming out from the new era from the show, so a different suit. And I think that's it. But then there's flagship tournament cards. They look amazing, and if you don't win it, they're a pretty penny. Like I just got the Kid. He's not too popular of a guy, but that card to buy is $1,000. Somebody came top 8 in the tournament and got it for free. So you could see the kind of demand that it is for these winning cards, because you can't pull them out of the pack. They're limited. Those ones aren't numbered, but they're just as good as being numbered. Which, eventually I will show you guys. I'll show you guys my whole collection one day, right here.
At CSC?
At CSC. I'll show you everything.
So if someone saying right now is, one of our viewers right now is like, hey, I never got into One Piece cards yet. I want to open some boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which were the ones you say that you would like recommend them getting? I guess both in collecting,
price-wise too,
and also to kind of like, well, you can talk about that, but also like for them to have the right cards to start building a viable deck. So that you could go with kind of on the collector side first, and then kind of like on the playability side.
Well, collector side, I would say whatever your favorite kind of like character is for the mangas, because the first set has Shanks, the second set has Ace, which is Luffy's brother. The third one has Soge King. A lot of people like Soge King. The fourth set has Sabo. The fifth set has Luffy, a signed Oda Luffy, a Kid, a Trafalgar Law, and 6 has the Zoro. So I would say whichever character you like, like either way, any manga that you get, the price point is still going to be up there. So it kind of depends on like what you're kind of favoring towards. Me personally, I say OPO 5 because I love Luffy, and OPO 6. But for the price point of OPO 6 right now, they are reprinting more, so the price should come down a bit. But that's a good place to start. But if you're gonna build a deck, you always want to get a starter deck first and build off of it. There's all of the colors there. Some of them you need 2 of the decks to make it a really good deck, and then you need like little to few cards from the actual sets to make a meta deck.
And what about for like those people who love collecting sealed boxes? Because we see now like OPO 1.
Oh, buddy, sealed boxes are
like
guaranteed.
They're like right now, like 1,400?
For OPO 1?
Yeah.
1,500 blue bottom, which is the first wave. Second wave has a white bottom to it. It's around $800. Everybody's trying to say that that's going to be the next first edition.
Like base set first edition kind of thing.
Yeah, booster box.
And what about now in terms of like, you know, hey, I don't want to, you know, but spend $1,400, but let's just say like, what's the ones that are still currently out that could, well, assuming they're in stock, which one's the ones like a good one to hang on to sealed?
I would definitely pick up some OPO 6 on the reprint. It'll probably come down to around 180-ish. I would definitely hold on to those boxes. They say they're going to make more OPO 5. It's the first anniversary box. It has 3 mangas in it, plus a signed Oda card. You can never go wrong on anniversary stuff. I would definitely hold one of those when those get reprinted too. If you guys can afford it, I would say go OPO 1 all day. Blue bottom. If you want to be a little conservative, you could get the white bottom. It still has the same cards. A couple words are changed on the cards and stuff because they had to switch it because it was too OP. So I would say if I had to choose OPO 6, Zoro's a fan favorite. The cards are amazing, and the value's there for sure. Not only that, at $180 a box, you get 2 alt arts per box. You kind of almost.
I know. We were talking about all the different alt arts of.
There's so much more than just
the
manga.
super rares, of the leaders, as well too.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's amazing, just kind of like the potential you could pull.
Yeah. The boxes
out
are
of a box.
Yeah, the boxes are so expensive because the value is there. With Pokemon, like you have a chance of getting the most expensive
Charizard for like $200 or something.
Booster box is $150. You pull a Charizard. If you pull a Charizard at $200, if you don't hit that, you're in the negative. You got to grade cards. You got to hold on to them until they, start to skyrocket and stuff. But there, it's guaranteed value. But it's even more guaranteed when you hold it sealed. So if you're a sealed box collector, I'd say you're going down the right path by getting any one of the boxes except OPO 4. OPO 4, it was kind of stagnant. They did produce a lot of it. It was sitting on the shelf for just a little bit. The price is around like $300 and stuff, which is the lowest price right now. OPO 6 is going to get up there too. So, but OPO 4 is probably one I would say that you could comfortably pass on it if you wanted to.
Right.
OPO 1 all day, baby.
OPO 1 all day? I don't know. I'm more of a... To me, it's like... OPO 5 to me is still the craziest.
I would say so.
Just because...
I would say
3
so.
manga rares.
Yeah. Signed Oda.
The signed Oda.
Yeah.
And you still got a whole plethora of alt arts.
Secret rare Gear 5 Luffys that are still playable in decks. I used to run a red-purple Luffy, and it kind of came out of the meta, so I kind of had to build a new deck. So I kind of had to scrap that one because it wasn't making any types of moves and stuff. So now I'm onto the yellow-black Luffy, which is crazy.
So for a person saying that we're like into Pokemon, like what would we say 10 years from now is like that? Is like that first edition Charizard Holo? I mean, what's going to be the say 10 years from now? Is it going to be one of the most definitive cards for One Piece?
Honestly, that's a hard one to say because obviously Luffy's the main character, but he came out in OPO 5. So there's that for sure, because Gear 5, everybody was waiting for that. Zoro's the second best for sure. Everybody loves Zoro. But here's the thing. OPO 1 has Shanks in it. Nobody's seen Shanks fight ever. Everybody's crazy about it. They know that he's a strong emperor. And everybody just wants to know what he's capable of doing. And he's in the OPO 1 box. because OPO1 was the first box and it's so expensive, and Shanks was the first manga rare to get there, the TV show right now is getting to its all-time high right now, so the hype is even crazier. It would have to be a split decision for me. And this is besides all the serialized cards and all that stuff in the tournament. Just in this, I would have to say,
product, not tournament. Yeah.
I would have to say either Shanks from OPO1 manga or this baby right here. Right here. It's skyrocketing in price. When this first dropped, OPO5, this card was $2,000 raw. In about 2 weeks, it shot up to $4,000 raw. It went insane. And the thing is, it's one in, I believe, every 7 cases. And there's 12 boxes in a case. So one in every 7 cases to pull one of these. But the thing is, because there were 3 mangas inside
makes it even
OPO5,
harder.
They didn't make more. They spread out how much they normally make into 3 different ones. So even if you get a manga, it's not necessarily this.
So it's theoretically, it's like 1 in 21 cases for a particular manga card, right?
Correct.
Mathematically.
Correct. Which is crazy to me.
See, this is my dark horse. I like the signed Oda card. Like,
is that biased because you have one?
I do, no, but that's the reason why I bought it, because I think it's one of those cards that it's unique, and it kind of adds kind of like a surprise, right?
It does,
and it goes under the radar because, of course, like people are putting sets together of the ultimate collection of all the manga, like the manga rares and everything. But this is the card where it's the only one that has the facsimile sign of Oda. It's like anytime like you deal with the creator and kind of thing, it makes it more like kind of special.
You're not wrong, yeah. They did do that, crazy.
So to me, it's got one of those cards that right now it flies under the radar, and then later on, I think when OPO5 goes finally full like out of print, like unless they make another signed card later on,
I doubt it.
So that's why to me, I find that.
So you think that's the number one for you? Like
it's a prediction.
Prediction, yeah.
It's a prediction
for sure.
Because I think it gets to the point where, say, 10 years from now, we're on OP
30,
like OP 25 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And say across the board, there's a lot of manga rares, but at that point, how many unique cards that have been created during then? That's kind of like a one-shot deal card, like the Oda card, or if they make some other kind of specialty one-time art or one-time thing, for it. So
the only issue that I'm kind of having is that eventually they're gonna run out of like really good characters to use for mangas. And what I want to see, what I'm really interested to see, is what they're gonna do. If they're gonna redo this and make it a different scene, put 2 guys in one, or what, to be honest, because eventually you're going to run out of good characters to do it, because if you start using characters that aren't as popular, that's when you're going to start getting boxes sitting on shelves and, nobody really wants it because that's not the person who they're looking for, and they rather get an older box or a newer box. So they're going on a hot streak right now, and we're just going to have to see what they keep doing. But from now till OPO9, you guys are good. EBO1 is coming out next week. It has a manga Chopper. Who doesn't love Chopper? Chopper's the best. He's the medic for everything. And he changes. He's like a moose, and he's a little guy, and he's a beast. Kind of reminds me of myself.
Wow,
I'm joking.
He's calling himself Chopper now, right?
No, I would say more of a Zoro, I'd have to say, or a Shanks. No one sees the power, but knows that it's there. I like that.
I'm more of a Nepo. So, anyways, once again, thank you, Justin, for coming on and just to talk shop about One Piece, because a lot of people have heard a lot about it. Unless you're hiding like under a rock and you don't know about One Piece cards, but
if you don't know, you should know. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to explain everything in more detail. If you guys have any questions, I'm always available.
Yeah, and check them out on social media, and of course at their store, those cards. And it's just a great time to just able to talk about TCGs and kind of like what is like the thing now for TCGs. So
I think it's One Piece. I doubled down on it. I'm still into Pokemon. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't trying to throw Pokemon out of the bus, but it was a good comparison. But One Piece, I believe, is the future. Ironic that OPO7 is 500 years into the future. I think it'll make it for 500 years into the future.
Oh, so it's self-fulfilling prophecy.
My kids will have this, and their kids will have this.
I was gonna say 500 years from now, your kids are not alive.
This will be like shriveled. But it's been around for 20 plus years. I don't see it going anywhere. They keep collabing with new people. They keep making new ways to get it in front of new customers and stuff. They make it relatable to people. If you guys watch the show, Luffy is kind of like a goofier person and stuff. If people watch Dragon Ball, he's kind of like Goku and stuff. Always wants the food. Always makes it really relatable.
Well, because he was heavily inspired by Goku.
Yeah,
right?
he was.
Because like Oda was a huge fan of Akira Toriyama. Right? So.
Vegeta's my guy still. This is like the Vegeta. Zoro's like Vegeta. Luffy's like Goku. If they were to fight, I don't know who would win, but I kind of think Goku, Ultra Instinct.
Over Ultra Ego?
Over Luffy.
No. I'm saying okay. I thought you could give the comparison.
Vegeta, Ultra Ego, I think will smoke Zoro. But Zoro apparently is the king of hell, so hey. And Vegeta is the god of destruction, so imagine that. Imagine they made a manga and they put them two together. That'd be crazy.
They've done
ideas.
They've done crossover toys before.
They did. But I'm talking like a TV show, they go into another realm, because with Dragon Ball they go into different universes and stuff. It'd be kind of cool to see, to be honest. I would like that.
It's like a Marvel DC kind of thing, right?
Goku fighting Luffy. Honestly, they can't even make a winner, because they'd have to like make a tie or something.
No, it's gonna make like the universe.
They both get knocked out and they just like drop.
The universe would explode or something.
Yeah. End of the world or something.
Cool. All right. Thanks for Justin. We'll catch you guys on the next one. All right.
Peace.
Take care.